Whoa, okay. What's up, guys? It seems like I'm live on Twitch, man. Yeah, I'm live on Twitch. Hello? Hello? Yeah, I'm live on Twitch, guys. I'm live on Twitch. Let's go. Yeah, this is amazing, man. I'm finally like on Twitch. I don't know if anyone's gonna watch me, but we'll have to see, like let's see. Let me mute myself on Twitch. Actually, I don't need my Twitch account. Let me see. Hello. Hey, Kelsaki. How are you, man? I'm also on Twitch, man. This is amazing. Yeah, like I'm doing multi-stream right now. We've evolved. We've evolved. Yeah. Anyway, guys. Anyway. Today, what we'll be doing is a simple stream on how to do this turnaround animation, right? So we're basically just gonna add add our what do you call this, our character to it. Not character, but I want to add like a simple um ganga character, a generic mannequin that's like this can be kind of like a mannequin. You can consider this as a mannequin because but I use simple shapes for this one. So it's basically like block shapes, but I want to do an actual mannequin that we use with like proper anatomy, like a simple human anatomy on top of this animation to just kind of like show you how the character moves, right? Like how kind of like the whole anatomy where it is in this scenario, right? So that's what we'll be doing right now for this stream. I like there's 16 frames as you can see, but I'm only ever gonna do like probably 9 frames because the rest of it is basically a copy of the thing. So I'm doing 9 frames today. I'm gonna go over the explanations on this one so you guys could follow along. But basically the idea is um the this animation I did this morning is basically just me figuring out the proportions and whatnot to be able to do this turnaround, right? So one key important aspect is understanding the shapes that make up the body and how we do it. So right now, this is a simple turnaround, So the main thing over here, aside from the head, is the torso, right? So for the torso over here, um, I basically put in a top view, right, and a front view. So the thing with uh the thing with the top view, with the torso, is that it's basically two parts. One is the upper torso and the lower torso, and these are all rigid. These are both rigid forms. So like this would be considered our ribs right here, and this would be considered our hips. So the ribs and hips are kind of like are very rigid, and the only thing that really makes us move and twist our body is the what you call is the form that's in between that, right? This form over here, this part right here is very fluid, right? That itself is very like not fluid but soft, right? These are rigid. This is rigid, and this is soft. And this is also rigid, and this one is soft, which means this is the one that allows us to move our body. But for me, when I do my mannequin, I do my animations, what I usually do when I draw my character is that I combine them both and I just think about it the same way. Like, so that is where this thing is. You can actually twist the body and whatnot, right? So that's the very first thing that I want you to kind of like keep in mind is the how like what shapes does our torso have, right? Which is this one, right? So now, if we rotate this one, what we'll see is that our actual um like what do you call this? Our torso is not actually like straight like this, it's not straight like this. It's actually slightly tilted, like the upper torso is slightly tilted a little bit above towards this way, and this one is slightly tilted towards that way, right? So basically what we're trying to do here is that how would we see um how would we interpret this in a form like this, right? That's basically this form right here, right? So but I want to kind of like guide us on basically how that forms, right? So you see, you kind of see the right plane over here as we move towards it, and then the oh no, okay, reconnection successful. Yeah, what's happening? Hey, Levi, how are you, man? Seems like my stream settings, analytics, viewer, stream health. Oh, it's stream health is healthy. Okay, stream health is healthy. Okay, okay. Anyway, so what I was kind of like saying right now is that the top view right now, the upper torso and the lower torso are kind of showing a little bit of the bottom for the upper torso and a little bit of the top for the lower torso. And again, that's because the way the torso is rotated is it's kind of like not rotated, it's facing a little bit towards up. So once you understand that, you can just kind of like just see how it moves in the plane, right? So it's very fundamental to understand this kind of like the torso body and how it moves, and these are just simple things. By the way, for this one, this I will provide this kind of like notes somewhere on my Gumroad, so you can actually check my Gumroad store. I just posted a video today for the first time in 3 months. It's a long form video on how to animate in Clip Studio Paint, or how I use Clip Studio Paint. That video is actually part of the course that I'm making on how to make an anime. Um, but my goal is to just basically create a bunch of resources for upcoming animators as much as I can, both free and both paid courses. I just want to make sure that we have that, right. So here's my Gumroad store for you guys to check. Um, for you guys to check. Free animation resources right here. Also, subscribe with your email. Here you go. We're gonna do spin message. So yeah, give me a second, guys. My mom is calling me. Mom. What's up? What's up? I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Yeah. So what we'll be doing right now is me just adding a like anatomy on top of this basic basic mannequin over here. But like I did touch base on what to think about when you're looking at the torso. We also have the top view over here that you can see where the front plane and the top plane is and all that stuff. So you're basically gonna get all of that one when we move along with the with the core with the video and the live stream. So anyway, let me create a new animation folder over here and call this anatomy, right? And then I'm gonna hide in the notes over here. Actually, I'm not gonna hide in the notes for anyone who wants to see it while I'm animating. Actually, I don't have music right now, so let's play some music while animating. Epidemic sounds. Yeah, I don't know if somebody is gonna be watching me on Twitch right now, but you know, I'm alright. I'm alright. It's our first Twitch um you know stream. So right now I'm gonna create a cell. I'm gonna use this pencil over here. Instead of doing a cross, we're gonna do a simple we're gonna do the lines. Hey Super Spag, how are you, man? In a minute. I like to put my cross at the middle of the thing. This just gives me where the eyes is. Sometimes my mannequin would look like basically this is where the eyes starts, you know. We'll just actually just do that. And then we provide with the neck. Over here I wanna kinda like just add like this trapezus over here. That's how I usually go about this. Oh no, there's Oh, there we are. Yes, sir. Cool, man. There's a bunch of people here already. You know, what's up, everybody? Black Lotus, Mel Productions, Zydes. Kind of relate to the topic of life, but how do you clean up your animation sketch? How do I clean up my animation sketch? I'm cleaning up my like. Do you mean like the cleanup lines, bro? Like, or adding the character to it, you know? Because like I would say this is a sketch, right? You know. So let's say, because like I I I can draw very clean, like if I really want to. That's just me, you know. Like if I really want to, like I can do both, you know. Let me actually put this on to sharing my screen. I have a bunch of people over here. Yes, we're eating. There you go. Yeah, so how do I clean up my yeah, the question could be also by what do you make for screen? On my part I'm very messy when I draw. Okay, so um basically hmm what do you make for sketches? Oh, what do I make for sketches? Okay, so here's the thing. That's my when I draw. So I kind of go about uh you know I want to go about with creating basically three passes, right? So one pass is this one. This is what my sketch looks like. So if I'm gonna be animating a random character over here, bro, I usually use this red sketch pen that I do. And if I'm gonna animate kind of like something like this, if I'm gonna sketch it, um, something like that. So this is how I make my sketch, bro. This is how my rough would often look like, without the ears, right? And then after that, if I put this on a folder and then turn that off, then after that, I basically just proceed with some sort of blue mark, or this one to kind of like add my character on top of it, right? So those are the passes that I do. this one, yeah. So basically, yeah. So that's my first pass, and then this second pass is just me adding the character, right? Understanding the anatomy and whatnot. So, but then after this one, I'll do my cleanup, my actual cleanup drawings. So that's how I go about it. This is my rough sketch. Thing is, my rough way rougher than that. Yeah, you like it takes about practice on how to work on it. So, you know, for me, I'm just kind of like I got used to drawing like a certain way, you know. And by the way, if you kind of like are struggling to find this one, right? I did use a mannequin over here, like I did use this one, so it's okay to definitely refer to um, something like this, because I feel like some people don't utilize this one. The mannequin clip studio paint is so useful, so you know to be able to kind of like understand where things are and all that stuff. Like I had to kind of like go about with creating some sort of a guide for myself um, when I did my animation, when I did the rough for this one. For how long have you been drawing animation? I've been drawing for kind of like a bit more than um, well, I how do I say this? I've been animating for 3 to 4 years. Yeah, 3 to 4 years is my animation journey. Um, but drawing, I've been drawing since I was a kid. Just practice, a lot of practice. Again, this mannequin I'm doing, this like I know it kind of has some sort of a perspective, like sorry, anatomy on it. So um, drawing feet is like my kryptonite. So it'll be like I'm using this mannequin to kind of like guide me through it. Uh, when in doubt, copy paste, bro. We don't need to repeat again and again. Just need to do some edits here and there as needed. So that's my anatomy. If we turn that off, like I'm really happy with the way my anatomy is at this point, right? Like this is how I draw my anatomy. Um, in my animations. Sometimes I would often put like a thicker arms. So I kind of just like that look of like, you know, like bulky arms and whatnot. But this, so basically, what one thing I kind of like really try to see when I'm drawing certain poses and things like this is I'll now try to see. Let's put in some. These are my anatomy notes. So one thing I try to put in is like, oh, what are the shapes that goes over here, right? So this is a straight and like kind of like a curve up over here as well, and then a straight, you know, like that, those kind of things, especially the arms, right? So straight, curve, and then maybe something like that adds a lot to the drawing. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is my uh first drawing. We'll just move on to the anatomy over here. So what I'll do is I'll create like more of this because I want to do the in-betweens as well, you know. So right now I'm gonna do the side view first, and then I'm gonna do an in between of the side view to be able to figure this one out, um this one, and then I'm going, it's like basically um trying to do, what do you call this, like I'm trying to do one by one in terms of like how my step by step processes in creating this animation, right? So right now, um, I don't want to jump right away to a 3/4 view. I want to understand what my character is doing, um, what the body is doing on a side view, right? So so again, I have the guide over here, which is our mannequin, and all I have to do is to kind of like rotate that to the side. Hola, Floppy NKHR. How are you, man? Oh, we have Switch here. Oh, Kelsaki. Thank you for switching on Twitch. You know, like I really don't know. Like I just tried Twitch and whatnot. So, I don't know which you guys are prefer, whether it's in YouTube or Twitch and whatnot. But if you guys are on Twitch, you can follow me there. Let's build that channel up. Like I honestly, I don't know what I'm doing on Twitch, but we're gonna do our best over here, right? So anyway, now we have this one, right? So now we can proceed with the anatomy for this one, right? So right here, like I know exactly how to draw the head at this point. Right? This is the the eyes, right? So for me, I need to be able to know where the eye line is. So, you know, this is my guide for that. The mouth, right? And then the ears and the nose, right? So over here, all I have to do is follow that, right? Now, I do have some sort of the brow over here, somewhere here. Like, that's the brow. That's basically an inflection point on this part over here before it moves inside like this. You see this part over here, that's the brow, right? Depending on the style of the animation where you're working on, the nose is right here, and then that's the lips, right? And then that's the ears. 100 viewers right now. Wow, I haven't even passed like a few minutes, but yeah, thank you guys for being here. We're doing a turnaround animation, man. Yeah, it's only been 30 minutes. Now the back of the head goes under the ear right here. You see that under the ear, right? And you can have this as a straight one over here. It's not. This is basically the chin, you know? I like my neck to be a little bit thin, right? Yeah, I'm doing a girl right here, you know, so kind of like more a little bit muscular girl. So we have the back over here. I'm just gonna start doing this one over here on the back right here, right? But basically I have the mannequin to guide me on, you know, I also want to kind of like mark down this trapezius over here where that bone is, you know, and I want to mark on where the under boob is right here. We can definitely have our. Here's the thing, I have the same sort of style when drawing the arms in kind of like all the angles. So over here, I just kind of go over like that. I'm not going over how to draw each of the fingers, but yeah, I just want to create a glove for the fingers over here. Because like sometimes I want to add to it. Hey Kai, how are you, man? What's happening, my buddy? And what's up, Mish Dornots? How are you, man? It's the first time I release a video in months. First video in months, man. How many months that is? Like, I did not post in like I posted in March. So April, May, and June, I did not post any video. Alright, animating myself. Nice one, man. Always appreciate whenever people are watching and they're doing their own animation. I love hearing that, man. Over here for the feet, guys, what I'm gonna do is instead of me creating the fingers of the feet, I just want to do a simple like this one. The reason being is that depending on my character, like on top of it, like I like to keep things very simple. Trying to finish a 15-second tie down. How many frames? How many frames is the 15-second? Because right now I'm good with this one, right? I'm basically good with what I have right now. And yeah, so I'm just using doing the socket of the eyes, right? And trying to make sure that aligns with here, right? Now we can do a like this version over here. Again, like it's up to you, but because I have a, what do you call this? I have a back, what do you call I have a rough drawing at the back. I feel like I'm not really animating this one um thinking like a regular in between and whatnot. I definitely have some sort of a guide over here that helps me. But I tend to go over this one. I tend to still do it properly. Again, for those who are interested on getting this file, uh, I'll provide it on my Gumroad, which is on the link down in the the link on the chat right now. So you can get this for definitely like a small donation. Basically, this just call it that. It's a small donation. You see, it's a lot easier when you already figure out your basic forms. It's a lot easier to draw. Like for me, it's like that's what it is. It's a lot easier to draw. Like because all I have to do is to figure out all of this stuff beforehand, right? Like what I'm doing right now is a combination um of a mannequin and anatomy, which I think really works for me best because when I do this kind of like drawings, it basically gives me like the confidence to be cleaner when I approach my drawings, right? Like I really love like the fact that I don't need to go like my base drawings are not that ugly or like it's not too rough, and I'm really proud that I've developed that skill set. May take a while for people who are not used to it, but once you do, it's a lot easier to draw. I think that's what I figure out the most. Make sure you are aware that you're not copying the reference, like uh, you're trying to understand what you're drawing and not just copying what you see. This is why I like to keep my forms like very very primitive. Looking good. Yeah, yeah, for sure, man. Thank you. I'm thinking of a gimmick to do on 10k subscribers. Maybe a face reveal. I don't know. I mean, you guys have seen me already in my Instagram, so I don't know if a face reveal is good. Cause like I already dox myself, like everyone who just kind of like if they have if they're curious, they can just go to my IG and I'm there. I'm not trying to hide, so it's not like I need a face reveal. Let me see if there's someone on Twitch that's like nowhere is happy to hang out whenever. I'm happy you're here, Kelsaki. If you're on Twitch, you know, like I'm watching my own Twitch right now, you know, but it's great that you're here. I appreciate you. It does look like I have someone watching, like two people watching on my Twitch. Is like, I feel like good about that, you know. And then there's 11 people on freaking YouTube watching at the same time. You know, it really amazed me like how much people actually watch me. You know, it's really like humbling experience. You know, the people want to learn from you. Kind of like nice. You know, it's kind of like a nice feeling. Center. Oh, yeah, it's not directly on center line, but you know what I mean? And the mouth is right there, you know? So that's our 3/4 view. Let me see if that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Could this be improved? Definitely. But I'm happy with that for now. This is the you see, we don't follow like this part right here. This is like the side view. This is the right plane of your body. So if I go over here and kind of like put the yeah. So this is the right plane of your body. And over here as well, if that's the right plane of your body. And if we go over here, that's kind of what it does. So I like to be kind of aware of where of the planes of the body, even though I'm not drawing the actual lines, you know, because that really helped me establish where I'm at with my stuff, right? So over here, you see, even here, I would just draw that line because I understand that that's a plane. You know, that's a plane. And right here, you like if I turn this off, you don't see that you don't see any lines that separates the planes of the body, right? Um, you guys are buffering right now. It does seem that my stream health is bad, not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. I don't know what's happening. It's been a while since I had this kind of problem. Let me open the door. I don't know what's happening. But if you guys are lagging right now, my apologies. Um, yeah, so like as I was saying, you can see the side of the body right here, right? You have to be aware where that is. Again, like the forms that we have for our this one is like all obviously all front, right? But it's a cylinder, so you don't really see the cylinder, um, like where that form is, right? You don't really see that form anywhere. So that's what we're kind of like working on right now, is to kind of like just understand where the planes of the body is, and when you do, you don't have to draw it, you just understand, right? So here, right now, here, all of this is like all right plane, right? All of this is right plane, right? We can even put that over here. Yeah, like actually all of this is right plane, right? Over here, maybe you see right here. This is the right plane of the body, and then obviously this is the front plane, you know what I mean? So maybe this one is a little bit wrong, but you know that our anatomy does this one. So like, you know, like that's how I'm thinking about this stuff as well, right? So right plane is the pink one. This is obviously a blue one if we wanna go about it like that. Blue, all of it, they're kind of like it's facing right in front of us, right? And then we can actually go right here. Because like you see the form of the front view, that's where that is. You know, you have to understand that, man. And our ears is kind of like in a very weird kind of like position, like it's showing you this one, but literally it's facing a little bit awkward. You know, the ears, when you see when you the ears is actually like this one on top view. That's what it's showing. So this is your head. If this is your head, right, and this is your face, this is your nose. Our ears are tilted like that, you know. So in reality, when you are kind of like facing, if this is the plane of the ears, right? This form right here is the only form that's the blue one, right? And then the side, what is my tablet? It's a U1 tablet, man. So over here you can see that the pink one be this one and that one, and then this one. Obviously it's showing a little bit of that portion over there as well. You see on this side right here. But I'm just trying to show you that this is what the planes of the body look like, where it faces, right? Again, I'm following this form over here for my shapes. Once I have that kind of like a little bit complicated shape, I try to simplify it over here. Actually, this is not simplified. It's like the silhouette is more simplified here with almost like a straight line. I know there's a bump over here, but I'm not like that simplified, you know, like, because this one is more, one side is simply more simplified, one side is more complicated. That's how you see this one is almost straight, but this one has like some bumps on it, right? That's how I kind of like try to determine the balance of my drawings. Again, this is like the approach that I learned from people. You know, like, this is something that I'm continuously learning and applying my own skills, right? So now let's go over the back, because I want to kind of like just draw the back. Like I think we're just gonna do like a little bit more over here, because the rest we're doing like probably at how many more? 6 more drawings. We're gonna do 6 more drawings, and then we're just gonna copy the rest of it, right? So we go back to our primitive forms over here, and again, use your guidance, which is this guy. It's not a guy, it's a girl. Alright? So that's my guide, and this is basically how I see. You see over here, like, it's showing you the ears, like the back of the ears already, right? So we have to be mindful about that, right? Again, where are the ears? It's right here. It's right here. So I'm on I'm where I wanna be with my ears. I'm touching my ears right now to double check. How do you quickly create the human body for animation? This is what I'm doing right now. Like, this is my basic human anatomy. Like, I don't need any more lines aside from this one. There may be overlapping lines, but I always revert back to this very simple mannequin of the human body, right? And to be honest, guys, I started with having this form, right? Like, from here we established that this is our form and that one, right? So to be honest, it's like a matter of like you see, you have a reference right here. I have a reference. Um, you know, I have a reference, right? So there you go. Somebody just asked in my Discord, as I did. We have a Discord community, right? Somebody when they say copy keyframes from your favorite anime, are they referring to the production frames or the post production frames? Because basically what I was trying to say earlier is that when you are practicing, it's always best to copy frames. Copy the keyframes of your favorite anime so you could learn how to draw on model. You know, like we'll probably do a live stream. Uh, oh yeah, so it was just like lagging a while ago, brother. Kelsaki. So hopefully everything is okay. Um, but yeah. Anyway, we're 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 live. We're continuing live. You know, so and let's go back over here and just draw. And again, we do have this reference over here. So this is where you see the overlapping lines of the neck right here, right? And I have like a very, I have a skinhead, so like, so thanks. I asked since there's a lot of ways to create the human body, boxes, mannequin, rib cage, etc. Yeah, so I go about like something like this, bro. Like this is my default one. However, before I get to this one, I actually try to draw something like this. So this is my rough. You know, like if I turn that off, this is my rough. This is how I draw the human body for the very like before I add my character to it. You know, so this is my rough. It's a combination of the rib cage and whatnot. But I try like I go in circle. I go back and forth between this one, this like I don't normally use this one because I think it's kind of like super super clunky. So I kind of make a combination of this and my human anatomy. It's not as clean as this one for sure because I'm trying to combine this plus this one. I'm trying to combine that into one drawing that works as a shorthand drawing for me. So that's how I approach my drawing, you know. But yeah. What's happening? So let's again go ahead and work on this one. I'm gonna try to look for another reference because it's too dark to see over here. Back. Human anatomy back view. Yeah. So the thing is with this one, this whole back over here is one shape, right? Wanna make sure it's like properly. This one is one shape, right? You see right here we have our arms actually like protruding more at the back rather than the front. So our kind of like chest over here is like more in front. But when it comes to the back view, it's the arms that's a little bit more seen overlapping above the point, right? So if we have one over here, we can also try to draw the chest, like the silhouette of the chest somewhere here. Actually, no, we don't. We can't see it. Yeah, we can't see it. So that's fine. And then we have the bones protruding like that. And again, the typical rule that I have. So this bone over here is the one that I see, right? And we have our hands. Just gonna copy that for me to be faster in this process. Over here. Naruhodo. I see. Naruhodo. I love it. Like, you know, when like, I love that word, bro. I'm telling you right now, like, Naruhodo. Like, that way of speaking is like, for me, it's like, it's a, I don't know, like, I don't want to say it's a way of speaking. It's like, when people say it in anime, like, I'm really like, oh, I like that. You know what I mean? I don't know if you try to understand what I'm trying to say about Naruhodo. Like, it's one of my favorite anime phrases. And it's not just because of like anything specific, but more like the way it's being. Whenever some anime character says it, like, I'm just like, good. You have the buttocks over here. Yeah. I know it's so random, but like, you know, that's a phrase that I always like to hear when in anime. You know, I barely watch anime though, but when I hear it, like, not lately. I was contemplating to actually watch the first the like Dan first before I stream, or watch like Solo Leveling or something first before I stream, you know. So, but I kind of like, oh, you know what? I'll just stream and then we'll see what happens, you know. This what I'm drawing right now is the bones. And over here, it's kind of like just bleeds over right here. And we have like same thing. Obviously, we don't have any facial features at this point, but that's what it is. Hi, Inkong Gong. First time chat. Ikong Odong. Ikong Odong. First, like, yeah, like, welcome to Twitch. Like, it's my I haven't really. This is my first time streaming on Twitch as well. So I'm doing a multi-stream, one on YouTube and one on Twitch. So like, this is like a lot of people have suggested for me to do a Twitch stream as well. So you guys can follow along. My ID, for those who are watching on YouTube, because there's definitely a lot more people watching on YouTube right now. So basically, let me put in my Twitch username over here. This is me on Twitch. Let me turn that off. Follow me on Twitch, guys. But my stream is a little bit lagging, not receiving enough information. I don't really know what's happening. It might not be my connection. Who knows? But we're out here. We're animating. We're doing our best. So right now, I'm gonna use the darker blue to just show you guys. This whole thing over here. So the dark blue just represents the back, you know. And we're just going by the planes right now, right? It's just the planes, so yeah. The color just represents the planes where, like, front plane. So this is the front plane. On this view, we have the right plane, the front plane being shown. In this view is just the right plane being shown. In this view is just the back plane. And now we're gonna do this one. So yeah, and again, what helps is when we have our mannequin over here. This is why I love Clip Studio Paint. You can definitely use the mannequin over here. After this one, we'll be doing a quick in betweens. Yeah, I've been reconnecting on this live, so hopefully you guys are still here. I've been disconnecting like a little bit here and there, but anyway, um, for as I was saying, for those who are watching the stream right now, if you guys scroll on the very top of the chat, you'll have the free animation resources. I put together as part of my upcoming course a free resource to anyone who like again I also did a video today. I posted a video today on how to animate Clip Studio Paint on Clip Studio Paint, and a part of those that lesson is providing you with the tools that I use for my animation. That includes the template, the workspace, the folder structure, the Ganga color set, the brushes and tools, and the shortcut keys. So, like this is what you're gonna get, and it's free. It's free, and there's a suggestion price of $3 Canadian if you want to donate. But you don't have to. Like, it's free, so you can definitely check this out if you're using Clip Studio Paint, and go from there, right? So, um, yeah, just a quick plug of my free resource. You can find that one um, up up in the description, like not on the top of the chat. Yeah, lethargic, of course. Yeah, so that's free resource right there. Um, that's kind of like, again, that's part of the course that I'm making. Um, we're just doing a glove for the hands, by the way. So, for those who are just wondering, what's up, guys? Like, for those who are here on Twitch, welcome to my stream. It's my first Twitch stream ever. So, like, for those who are just, there's three of you. Well, probably one of that's me. One. I don't know if you guys are new, or if one of the, like, you guys are Kelsaki and another dude, but welcome to the stream regardless. I really am happy that you guys are here. I'm a YouTube animator. If you guys just go on my YouTube, you'll find that I am also there. And I've been streaming on YouTube for the good start of the year. Now I'm kind of like just doing a multi-stream for myself, since a lot of people are actually like giving suggestions on, oh, you should start a Twitch stream. So here we are. We finally did it. If you haven't watched my video that I posted this morning, please do so to support the channel. It's all about animating in Clip Studio Paint, which I could understand some of you, it may not be applicable to some of you, especially those who are using a different software. So I understand if you guys are not interested in watching it. I think that video idea is like a little bit, I mean, it's more for myself, right? It's more because that is part of the course that I'm making. So like, that's why I made that video. Regardless whether you guys are gonna watch that video or not, the course is still gonna be happening. So that's why we're here. That's why the video was made. Trying to be correct with my anatomy over here. Again, you are free to use whatever you need to use to get your drawings correct, you know. So if we go over here and then kind of like divide this character. Where the head is. Right? here, we can see that all of this plane is the back view, and what we have over here is the side view of the character. So I just want to kind of highlight that over here, that as we are rotating, you can see what is happening with that, right? Now I'm gonna add the in-betweens over here. And we're gonna try our best to do like a proper in-between over here. Let's try, you know? Actually, we do have a rough over here, right? We do have some sort of a guide on where our drawing should be at roughly. So we're using a rough and then the onion skin, which is kind of like, you know, too rough. Best viewers on streamboo.net remove the space at or affable chariot TW. I don't know. I don't know how treats work. I feel like, is that a normal thing to say on the stream? Or I'm wondering if Twitch is like a lot of kind of like people just raiding your stream and kind of like promoting their own thing over on your stream. I wonder if that's the case. Hi Wong Ren, how are you, man? I have 14 viewers on YouTube right now. How are you guys? How are you? Let me see if there's anyone who's been following my... No one. There you go. There's a bunch of you. Yeah, free resources on the screen, you know. I'm just gonna try to draw this fast right now. Because my speed of drawing is kind of like, I can draw kind of like fast, But obviously, if I have to talk and concentrate, that kind of like breaks my flow a bit. 16 viewers. Hey, what's up, guys? What's up? What's up? What's all going on, guys? What's going on? We're just doing a turnaround animation over here. If you can tell. After this one, I'm gonna type my second script for my. What's the difference between your brush set and CSP's default? My brush set, so my brush set has this texture over here. Um, like you see the shape of my brush, it's different from the brush set of the thing of Clip Studio Paint. Now the thing is, my brush set is free, you know. So like I actually forgot the difference. Let me see. Brush set. So I have a bunch of pens over here that I don't use, and let's see the brush thickness. This is supposed to be paint. I don't know why it's here. And you have the pencil. Yeah, the pencil. You see, the pencil has like, I don't know. It's a different shape, and it's registering very differently for me. Um, it's very, maybe I just don't know how to use this brush. You know, this these pencils over here, like all of them seem to have like something else. You know, so watercolor brush, sketch brush, like sketching. I don't know, like this one doesn't seem like, it's more like a paint, but my brush set is like, it's just a sketch brush, you know. Honestly, I don't know the difference, bro. uh, I wonder that myself. That's why I tried everything. But it's free, so like it's not like you're paying for something that's free, you know. I don't know if that makes sense for you, but you know. Real gems, real G pen seems to have some texture. Uh, real G pen. I don't even know if I have that one pen. Real G pen. Real G pen. Yeah, the texture of the real G pen is like this. It's kind of like, yeah, it does have like, but the thing is, the real G pen has some sort of opacity, opacity setting. Seems like all of these brushes seems to have like an opacity setting. For me, I don't have that opacity setting. Everything is 100. Aside, of course, from the texture of it, like whether I draw like hard or like saying, like when I press my brush real hard or like light, the only thing that's really changing is the size of the brush, but not the opacity. You know what I mean? Because like I need, like if you're drawing, I'm not like, I feel like I don't need the opacity setting. I think that's the main difference with my setting versus like the settings that you see. I tried to change the whole thing. Oh, there's 4 viewers over here. Oh, there's a bot in Twitch. Oh wow, I didn't know that. But anyway, so yeah, as you like as I mentioned, that's the difference, man. Like that's the difference between the just for there's a bot in your Twitch chat. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I've seen it. But I don't know how, like do I kind of like kick him out or something? I don't know. Like Yeah, affable chariot Twitch. Basically, yeah, it's so. Let me ban that guy. Yeah, like he created this channel just yesterday, so probably he's just visiting all of the like the bot is just visiting all of this Twitch new Twitch streamers to to see if someone is gonna click the link they're posting. But thank you for watching out for that, Kelsaki. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, lethargic. Yeah, I think that's the main thing. Like, I guess I can't 100% sure confirm that, but like maybe next time I will. What's happening, guys? For those who are just tuning in, what we're doing is we're doing a turnaround. We're doing an animation turnaround. We started um, doing some the basic stuff over here. Just the forms I explained earlier, how it is, what we're doing. But now I'm just adding like some sort of a very simplified anatomy on top of it. Just so I know my bearings, I know where things are at, and all that stuff, you know. So that's what we're doing right now. And again, I'm just drawing like a simple mannequin over here with the simple anatomy. you reach the point where the torso, we're not really seeing the torso anymore. We're just seeing like a little bit of the shoulder over here, right? We reach that point because it's almost hiding my my uh my whole thing over here. So that is this angle over here. Again, I'm doing a very simple glove for my hands because I really don't like adding to like a lot more details on this kind of mannequin. Like that's not the point. Like the point of this exercise for me is understanding how the bunny moves while rotating. You know, hi Michaela, how are you, man? It's been a while. Do I have stabilization when I have 19? I think I have 19 for stabilization. So that's the setting that I find over here um, on my brush. I don't know if like that makes a lot of difference. I never really I made this brush and then I like very long time ago. I made this brush very long time ago, and I believe that I copied some certain setting from someone else's brush. I don't remember who, and then I kind of just tweak it over time whenever I feel like it. So I really don't have any kind of um like answer on how good this brush is, if you know what I mean. You know, like I feel like I'm just going around with what like this brush is very kind of like I like using it, but why I don't know. Like it's just something I got used to. You know. I honestly can't tell you why I love this brush. I feel like you can start like the very first thing you do when you have a new software is tinkering with settings and all that stuff to see what works for you best, and just continue using that software until you're so used to it that you get to a point that you don't even know you understand the basics of it. But for me, like one of my mentors is modern day James, and like whenever someone asks him, "Oh, what's the brush setting?" It's like I think he tends to kind of like frown upon that because people are missing the point in terms of like at least what he says on his stream is that sometimes people are so caught up with the software, the tools that you use, where in fact um what's really happening is that you need to have a skill set. You know what I mean? Like the skill set is more important than the brush. And I'm not saying you shouldn't buy my you shouldn't get the brush or anything. Like what I'm just trying to say over here is that sometimes people get too caught up with the settings of the brush that they kind of like they tend to forget the most important thing, which is um you know like uh the practice of animation, right? The brushes can only get you somewhere, but it's not gonna get you wherever you want. So I think it's very important to know when you wanna focus on the. I'm not saying you shouldn't focus on the brush. I'm not saying you shouldn't get my brush. Like what I'm saying is that some people tend to get too focused on the details of that, and then they miss the point of um, trying to understand that you can draw, like, you can definitely draw using the most simple basic tools that's available for you in the software. And if you watch my lesson, if you watch the video that I just created, man, like, I touch base on that like real good. Why I tend to just use minimal tools as much as possible, because like I don't want people to focus on the wrong thing when it comes to animation. Yes, the brushes can help you, but like, it's really important that I simplify my. Oh, I'm really all about simplifying the process. I don't use a lot of brush, because I don't need to. Like, I can make an anime from scratch just using the tools that I already showed you guys. You know, yeah. So like on Gumroad, I only use 4 brushes. I only use one brush for the sketch. I don't use like a lot of freaking brush for the sketch. I'm not a painter. I'm an animator who draw lines, line work. Line work is very important in my process. And the thing is, the process the process is just drawing lines. Like, in animation, I think it's all about being able to draw lines, right, properly, and you don't need any kind, like, what kind of brush there is. You don't need a lot of brush for that. You just need one brush that works universally for you, and that's it. So like, that's why I don't believe in selling my brushes for profit. That's why I have it for free. Again, like, I do accept donations, but like you'll get it for free. There's no point for me trying to have that brush kind of like, what do you call this? There's no point for me to profit from something that, I don't really believe that you need special brush. In some cases you do, when you're trying to kind of like, let's say for example, when you are doing a painting, obviously you need a lot of brushes for painting. Like, that's a very different issue, or like different problem, right? But when it comes to just drawing your frames, man, you don't need a lot. I'm telling you, you just need this. for 2 hours. Kelsaki is following me on stream right now. Awesome, awesome. There's a few downloads. You know. The same lines, but it's just I am making sure that my lines are correct, right? Now we're on the last part of this one. Then I'm gonna show you really nothing. I have to type my script soon for another video lesson for my course after this one. I have to talk to my girlfriend first after this. Killer Cam, how are you, man? What's going on? How's the new graduate? What have you been up to, bro? I posted a video today about Clip Studio Paint. I don't know if you have watched. It's been a while since I posted a video. It's been a while since I edit one too. What's going on, buddy? Right now I'm trying to be more loose when I'm drawing this one. Kind of tired. Like, it shouldn't take this long for me to draw this anatomy, to be honest with you. Because like normally, again, like I combine this type of drawing to the one below to come up with my shorthand. I don't draw this detailed anatomy every single time. The reason being is that when I do have a character, I already know that the character would look like something like this. So like what I'm doing right now is a very simplified Ganga version of the character, right? So yeah. I'm multi-streaming on Twitch, by the way, for those who haven't heard that, but I'm on Twitch too right now. In fact, we're live there right now. So well, like for those who are watching on Twitch, welcome, welcome. How are you guys? Thank you for watching on Twitch. I try to build this channel too. We're almost done. We're a few more lines in. And this file would be available for Patreon members and in my Gumroad as well. What we're doing right now would be available as a purchasable content. I do this kind of like breakdowns of certain YouTube number one. Yes, YouTube number 100%, man. I do agree with you, man. I don't know, like I just tried Twitch, like I think last couple of stream were a few that were talking about, oh, you should do Twitch and all this stuff, like you know, but we're on YouTube. Main focus is YouTube. Like that's what we're here for, you know. Now we have our drawing right here. So like I was saying, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark down the 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 planes of the face I'm gonna mark down the planes of the face over here just to show you that, oh, this when the body turns, more of the side view side is coming along, you know, is being shown. This one is just a little bit of the sides being shown. We're not focusing on the breast for now. So right now, again, what I'm doing is just trying to show you the planes of the body, what's being shown. Because right now we're showing more of the side, right? This is almost completely side, and only like a bit is shown like over here. This goes the same over here. We're almost gonna be done with the stream as well, so over here. Hey, what app is this? It's Clip Studio Paint. Thank you, Super Spag. This is how I study, man. Like, this is how I kind of like uh, see how I can kind of like improve in my animations, right? So now we can now low-key add some faces over here just to show you again. What we're focusing on is the planes of the face over here, right? So right now, if we're gonna do this plane, the blue one is the front plane. As you can see, while rotating, you can see the plane like starting to like go away until we reach the next plane, and then the next plane, right? So right now, this is the point where our right plane, which is the pink one, starts to show. have like a good handle of things. Like I said, this is supposed to be blue, and then again, I think if we do like if we're trying to be really accurate, we could say that this plane is like the blue one because that's what we see. Right here, right? Again, we have our plane right here. This is the time that our back is starting to show. And then over here, obviously all the back is shown. And then we're almost done with the right view. So now it's just a matter of copy pasting the frames, you know. So like over here, I'm gonna copy it, post it here. New frame. So we start from here, copy it here, and then flip it. There you go. We start from here. Copy it, and then flip it. It might be best if we have our onion skin. Oh, reconnection successful. We got reconnected again. Yeah. That's been the case. That's been the case. I try to read manga after this one, to be honest. Where are we? Yeah, so this one, kind of like copy paste. We're probably gonna do like one frame of character on top of it, and then I'm gonna send the file to you guys, and then you are gonna see okay, let's add the Seth freaking Rollins. You guys watch wrestling? This stream is kind of like a bit of a juju, to be honest. Like, I don't like it. But what can we do? I'm not the most techie person ever. I try. Oddly satisfying. "17 viewers, wow." I don't like this freaking error, man. I hope you guys are still there. This error has been bothering me, man. Then we don't need our mannequin anymore. Just to show you, this is the animation that we have, right? And to be honest, I can also go with just putting the other mannequin side by side, right? Or what we're gonna do is actually put this on the left side, anatomy. So you can see the difference between the rough and our anatomy. This is a very, again guys, this is a very simplified anatomy, right? Like, I'm really like trying to just hone in on the way I draw my characters are a combination of these two things. I'm not as clean as the left one, because this left one I would consider more like a Ganga without the character details, right? Like the lines that I use creating this drawing are basically the lines I would use when I'm creating my characters, right? So it's very clean, it's very kind of like almost final. Like it's one of those things that it's not even rough. My rough drawing looks like this, guys. Like that's it. That's when I'm trying to come up with a pose, for example, like the way I would do it, right? Let me see if I could find a like good reference. Let me see if I could find a good reference over here. Yeah, okay, Marcel. We're gonna do Marcel. Yeah, we're gonna do Marcel. So if I'm gonna draw like a character from scratch, I would often use just a 15 brush. I'm using a reference over here in front of me. So I'm trying to figure out the overall look of the face, it's looking this way. Looking that way. Sometimes I would not add the neck right away, but I'm gonna do the torso. So right now, guys, I'm just doing like a very quick sketch of a character on how I draw my characters, right? How I draw from start to finish, right? So I use a sack, or like a what do you call this? A flour sack to determine my my torso. Right? And then I proceed with drawing that angle, that arm structure over here. You see, this arm is almost like the anatomy at this point, right? Trying to locate that arm. So sometimes this is how I figure out my proportions as well. Because like right now, this is a standing character. So having like some sort of the same height for the leg over here. Is what I aim towards of having. You see, my legs are drawn like with simple shapes as well, simple shapes and simple lines. And sometimes I slow down when drawing just to show that, you know, I'm more intentional when I draw. Howdy, that looks awesome. Awesome. So this is what we've been doing. I'm gonna provide this file for those who are willing to get some knowledge from it, you know. So now this is my rough, guys. This is my rough. So now all I have to do is to add my character on top of it. That's it. So when I do that, let me just go with my screen right now. I just lower my opacity. If I'm not confident with my lines, I'm gonna use blue. If I am confident with my lines, I'm gonna use the gray, the pencil, the charcoal color of my brush. Like I use blue just so it tells me that I need to clean it up still, but like that depends on really how I feel. Let's see. Like if I use this color over here, that means I'm already kind of like confident that I'm gonna kind of like nail this drawing. We're drawing Marcel, or like from Dungeon Meshi. I'm not gonna draw a lot of the details that I see on my reference right now. I just want to kind of like just to show you guys how I kind of like proceed about the drawing process. And depends on how my mood is. This kind of like drawing can be a little bit clean, a little bit rough. Like it could go from super messy. Really depends on where I'm at in my headspace. If like I'm feeling like it, I'm feeling drawing. But again, like I'm not really, like I'm doing my best to be more intentional with my lines, right? So this is I think this is kind of like really rough. The way I'm drawing this character is really rough at this point. So this is more of like a sketch. This is how I would do a sketch, right? I'm adding details to the clothes, to the character, you know. Adding fingers. I already feel like I have a lot of things that I could improve with this drawing. But I'm like, again, my purpose of like showing this to you guys is more for you to know how I go about when drawing my frames. Um, so yeah, forgive me if it's not the best drawing ever. Again, I'm using like I would go about with. I'm gonna go about in kind of like trying to recreate this drawing in a better way. There's a better way to go about this one, but again, it really depends on how much how clear your thing is. Because like again, this is a sketch, right? So I could go two ways on this one, which is to clean this sketch even more and just kind of like proceed with just doing that, you know. I feel like it would be better if I just clean this up. And do like, because I was trying to be more clean with my lines, but that doesn't really work if you're like, if your base structure is different. You need to be loose when you're drawing, right? See, now that's my sketch. This is a sketch, or rough sketch. And this one is my shorthand. So this is my sketch, this is my shorthand. That's how I do my shorthand. There's a better way to do it straight, like don't need a lot of like this guide, but like this is how my brain is working, you know. Like I prefer to kind of create animations like this. So anyway guys, I think 2 hours 15 more minutes. Let's clean up my drawing over here one last time, and then we're gonna call it night. So just to show you that, oh, this is like a rough sketch, I'm just gonna turn it to blue. So we could focus on cleaning it up with a new brush, right? Our video is not really picking things up. That's fine. The one we posted earlier is not really doing well, but I mean, it's a Clip Studio Paint animation. Yeah, let's clean up our drawing, and I'm gonna be more, feel like we could do a quick adjustment right there. You can go about with 5. See the I see what my something wrong with my drawing. Yo, Sensei slide. I am late, I guess. Yes, you are late because I'm about to hop off. uh, sorry, dude. I'm tired. It's been 3 hours, man. I did post a video on how to use Clip Studio Paint if you wanna watch that. I think I'm already like with these studies, you know, copying like pre-production materials and all that stuff. Um, you really learn basically what your tendencies are. You know, like you will really learn where you're lacking in terms of like, oh, that I made that thing wrong. I drew that thing kind of like, why did I draw it that way? You know, like all that stuff will kind of like surface, and you have to face it. You have to learn from it. You know, so these feet should be right here. I hate drawing toes, man. I was the first comment on the video. Oh, nice, nice. AC Entertainment. I think I remember, man. There you go. There you go. But I feel like this is wrong. The reason being is that if you look at the reference that I have, right? It's basically the reference. Not only the face is wrong, right? Over here the face is wrong. Where the eyes is located, it's supposed to be more. I need to see more of the side right here. I need to see more of that side. For me, I don't have that, right? This is how you learn, guys. The neck is a little bit longer, right? The face is a little bit thinner. Um, so these tendencies are very, very like you'll find your tendencies once you start doing this kind of exercises. So what I'll do is that I'll actually like go here, and then I actually just will adjust it accordingly. So that you see the head is a little bit thin, to be honest, right? So we're gonna adjust that. Kind of like leaning towards being thin. We can adjust that. And then you see where the eyes fall? Like, I'm wrong. You know what I mean? So these things you'll find whenever you do this kind of practices, right? The head is wrong, the torso is wrong, the body is like not there. I copied this from another screen, so it's very wrong. So yeah, so there's a lot of things to be learned when you're doing this kind of exercises. I just want to kind of like show you the process of how I create my drawings, right? In a way, I don't want to make it as an excuse, but in a way I made it my own. Like, I did um kind of like do my own version of it, but that doesn't really work, right? So I'll go around, I'll go by and then just make sure that I do this right next time. So always helps to kind of like draw these things like on like side by side instead of from another screen. So yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching. By the way, this is what we've been working on throughout the video. That was just a little bit bonus. I'll post this on my Gumroad, which you can purchase for $3. $3 Canadian. You'll have the notes. You'll have all the things that you'll have this video if you don't want to pay. But I just basically recreated this whole thing. Like the beauty about this thing is that you can add your own character to it, right? If you like the proportions of my character over here, if you like this kind of proportion, you can add your own like personal character on it, because you basically have all the details already over here. You just have to add clothes, right? So if I'm gonna do it, just one more thing, like we go here, we created another layer over here, we call it clean. We turn on the anatomy like a little bit less, we add that, and then we go with our clean lines, and then maybe we add our I'm just thinking of another character to add, Yeah, maybe we'll add Martial over here. Simple clothes. So, but again, I have like we're not like I'm making it my own, cause like she's not really it's not the same, Actually, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna do this later on. I'm tired. I'm supposed to be resting now. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ciao!